The thought doesn't occur to her that her own daughter, who is notoriously clumsy in the kitchen, belongs to that very category of people. Anne-Maj looks down with affection at Mortensen, a young wire-haired dachshund who is the only male in her life and for that reason alone deserves to bear her surname. His name is Mortensen III, to be more precise. He had 2 predecessors of the same breed and name. Right now, he is lying completely still in his basket by the terrace door and is keeping a close eye on Anne-Maj to see when she reaches for the chopping board covered with the scraps from the pork tenderloin so he can help her with the washing up. "You'll have to wait, sweetie," Anne-Maj says. "You'll get your snack when the rest of us sit down at the table." Mortensen gives her a sad look, but there is still a trace of hope in his eyes. The dog is the only one who is welcome in her kitchen. He never gets in her way, never asks disturbing questions like whether they need to put soup plates or regular plates on the table, and would never dream of distracting her with comments about the weather, or the election, or about something he's read on Facebook. Mortensen is the perfect kitchen mate. Anne-Maj prepares the remaining ingredients and places the peeled potatoes, finely sliced mushrooms, oil, meat, stock, cream, freshly cut herbs, and so on, all in a row on the kitchen counter, according to the order in which they're to be added into either the frying pan or the pot. That way, she can just reach out for each ingredient, almost with her eyes shut, so that she can concentrate on other things like tasting the food, keeping an eye on the temperature, and keeping track of the times required for boiling and frying. It is precisely those sorts of things that cause people to make mistakes when they're cooking, making them claim afterwards that cooking is difficult, she thinks smugly. However, cooking is not difficult. It's just a matter of preparing properly and doing everything in the correct order so that you don't end up peeling the potatoes like an amateur while the gravy is burning on the stove. Once, one of the doctors at her workplace implied that these downright rigid routines of hers that she insists on adhering to in her daily chores might be a sign of compulsive neurosis, which, of course, was completely off the wall. Just because a person likes to have a little order and logic in their lives doesn't necessarily mean that they're irrational. "It's really quite normal," she had responded to her busybody boss. She doesn't remember whether she ever got an answer from him. When everything is ready and set to go, she sits down in the living room. Mortensen comes wandering over to her disappointedly. Anne-Maj doesn't want to turn on the oven until the guests have arrived and are seated in the sofa corner with their drinks, a glass of wine for Eben and a soda for Didi, as her granddaughter insists on being called. Didi. It sounds like the name of a minor character in a German TV series or some twit with a lower back tattoo on Love Island. But that might be the whole point, Anne-Maj realizes. Personally, she finds the 10-year-old's given name, Dita Maria, much prettier. But grandmothers don't have any right of veto over things like that, unfortunately. She fishes out the first section of the Sunday paper from the pile on the table, turns to the crossword page and gets to work on the one in the bottom right-hand corner. The little but difficult one, as the newspaper has chosen to call it. Not until she's through with it does Anne-Maj permit herself to look at the other 2. That is the rule she follows week after week. She bites her pen as she considers what the first word of the puzzle might be. An unborn infant, in 10 letters. Her brain starts processing and she forgets all about the cooking, her guests and her begging dog as she ponders the various possibilities of what the correct word going across for fetus might be. She would never dream of filling in the white spaces until she is absolutely certain she has found the right word. Shortly afterwards, someone rings the doorbell, just a short buzz, and then the door is opened. Mortensen doesn't bark, like he normally would when someone comes, which is a sure sign that the visitors are regular guests of the house. He rushes out to the front door as quickly as his short legs will carry him. "Hi," Eben can be heard saying outside. "Hi, Grandma." Didi's voice follows immediately afterwards. Anne-Maj casts a final glance at the crossword puzzle, which still has a long way to go, and folds the newspaper before getting up to greet her guests in the hallway. "Right on time," she says.